It's pretty interesting to sit there and hold $16,000 worth of solid gold nuggets. Yeah, it's pretty interesting sometimes when you get a deal in cheap cars, what you get offered. I've been offered exotic birds, been offered a mushroom farm, legal mushrooms. I've been offered RC cars. I may still take that deal, I haven't decided yet. And solid gold nuggets. I was offered some nuggets for a Boxster, a 2000 Boxster I had, that this was actually the second time I sold it. Bought it off Copart about 5-6 years ago. Of course, overpaid for it. Like, I think I paid $5,100 for it, and which, you know, wasn't a great deal. But put a little money into it. Thought I had it sold. Guy gave me a $500 deposit, and never heard from him again. So after a month or so, couldn't get a hold of him. It's like, well, I still have the title, it's mine to sell. So I sold it with another Boxster I had to a guy, same guy, he bought both of them, paid me $16,000 in solid gold nuggets. And so I figured, you know, that's as good as cash, might as well, you know, take that deal. Maybe I'll hold on to some, sell some, you know, make a little more money on the deal. It's pretty interesting to sit there and hold $16,000 worth of solid gold nuggets in your hand and have it in a little, essentially, sandwich baggie going to sell it. Ended up getting about $18,500 for the gold. So we did the deal. He took a 2003 black one I had, automatic, and my 2000 gray 5-speed car, and deal was done. Gave them both the titles and thought everything's good and ready to go. Well, a couple years down the road, I get a call from a buddy of mine who knows the guy who bought these cars, and he had a issue with his black car, and I assumed it was making motor noise, IMS bearing, which is pretty common for those M96s. So I did a little work to the car for him, pulled the trans, wasn't the IMS bearing. I think it's timing chain guides or something else in the upper valve train. But he didn't have money to pay me, and he was hard up for cash, so he gave me the gray car 2000 that I sold him, gave it back to me for no charge. So I'm like, cool, I got this car back, and well, he never signed the title, he never registered it. So here we are 5 years later with a title from California, sold by a broker in Florida, but the car came from Minnesota because it was a theft recovery. It's got a rebuilt salvage because I think State Farm or whoever had it called it salvage when they didn't get it recovered. I mean, the only thing wrong with it was the bumper cover needed a little paint work, but other than that, it was a great car. So going into the DMV and explaining this whole triangle of Minnesota car but California title, so sold by a broker, ladies are all scratching their head there, and lo and behold, they didn't have any issues, and I got it registered. So I was quite surprised. It only cost me a couple $100. It was pretty much parked, covered under a tarp for about 4 years. Sat, never started it. All I did was put a battery in it, and it started right up. Put some fresh gas in it. Got a little water in there, and those 986s, they have a brain box underneath the passenger seat. And well, if you get a little water on that, it can do some pretty funky things. Like I'd be driving down the street and the dome light would come on and the horn would start honking. So here you are going down the freeway and your horn's honking and your dome light's flashing, which gets kind of interesting. Sometimes the door, you'd hit the door lock and the locks would open, then close, then open, then close, and just start doing this random gremlins. So I got that fixed, put a dash cover on it because the dash was all cracked up, got a nice fitted dash mat, and I'm just driving the car. It's running great. So what do you do with a free Boxster that is unknown? Well, change some fluids and go on a road trip. So took it on a 4,000 mile road trip in this car, just sort of having fun, enjoying it. You know, the nice thing about these older Boxsters, you know, I'm a big cigar smoker, so I light up in a cigar in it. I don't care about it, just relax, have fun, chill out on the road, you know, smoking my cigars, cruising down the road. The car that he didn't get fixed because he didn't have the money that I put a little bit of work into, so he gave me the gray car, is that '03 black Boxster. That's sitting in my driveway right now, and he's probably going to end up giving that to me because it's been sitting there for about 2 years. So I'm going to end up, I sold it for $16,000 in gold, ended up getting $18,500 for the gold, and I got both the cars sitting in my driveway still.